you with it, drop it.
Good morning, afternoon, fellow vault dwellers, wherever you are in the world. We're going to go ahead and just jump right into this, doing something that no one else has done.
Actually, over the last year, we've had over 60 million players in our games, our most ever. And it's all of you.
In a world that's powered by violence.
It's all of you who have made these worlds what they are. Take Fallout 76.
Cheap sound effect. Stop right there, Todd. This is going to be your Raider OverBoss's Fallout 76 review 3 years after the game's release. So let's go ahead and jump into it and skip what everyone else has already done, and that's, you know, talking about moldy helmets, bad returns, accounts being deleted, poor in-game economy, horrible atomic shot prices, and, you know, everything else that everyone has already talked about that we all know you already know the issues. What we're going to talk about is the player versus player aspect of this game and some of the issues that I've seen after reviewing some new and old videos with Todd Howard interviews, and some, you know, just some very concerning things that I've heard come from him.
A type of game we'd never done before. Had a lot of difficulties at launch. And we got a lot of well-deserved criticism.
Bear with me, I'm not a musician, so I've been through the Mojave, beating a dead horse with no name. It feels good to get out of the rain. In the desert, you run from 76 being lame because you can't spam food before you're in pain. After 2 years, reviews were mixed and my face began to turn red. After 3 years, bugs being fixed, PvP was dead. And the story it told, Battle Royale was done. It made me mad, the game was dead. You see, I've been through the Mojave beating this dead horse.
This game has one of the best online communities we've ever seen. We made a post-apocalyptic survival game where you can do whatever you want and everybody's nice to each other. They don't go on killing griefing sprees.
War. War never changes. Since the dawn of humankind, when our ancestors first discovered the killing power of rock and bone, blood has been spilled in the name of everything from God to justice to simple psychotic rage.
I don't know about you, this should give us all hope for humanity when the apocalypse does come. To you.
Breaking news, your Raider OverBoss is gonna beat this dead horse some more. Well, Todd, you're wrong there. So, when the game first came out, everyone was nice. A little too nice. You look at any story out there, it's only as good as the antagonist and the protagonist, and there was no antagonist in Fallout 76. I'm gonna tell you, that is actually one of the reasons why I have changed my gamertag and became the Raider OverBoss that you all know and love. Todd, I'll take Raiders for 500. What do you call a poor defenseless settler that is down and out? Well, that's too easy. What is lunch? So when the game first came out, you were able to destroy people's camps freely. It was great. You could build yourself a huge bounty and people would kill you and get nothing in return if you had no caps. The wonderful thing about that, well, when that happens, you then have a penalty of like 50% damage to other players, and it actually made the game interesting because obviously I'm not going to win in a PvP match if I'm destroying everyone's camps. Don't get me wrong. There's griefers out there, and I'm not one of them. Surprise. However, there is a misconception with raiders, especially me with my gamer tag. It's great. It's wonderful. You know, it definitely shows a wonderful world of discrimination. I actually started to even form my own raider group, which grew to over 480 players. It was awesome. It still is. Then the wonderful hardcore mode came out, and that was an amazing blast. Shortly after, Nuclear Winter came out, and our raider group was going in between, you know, hardcore mode and the Nuclear Winter. It was more so just strictly staying in hardcore, because it was very easy to have a team of 8 in a hardcore mode in which you could kill anyone at random. A better experience, better XP, so like really better experience. But yeah, that was, you know, taken away, and then we were just left with Nuclear Winter, and sadly that was taken away. But the thing is we ended up getting really smart as the rules of engagement changed, and I even went as far as having 2 4-man teams, total of 8, with the additional mole in which that player would be a level 1 to 8 and go around randomly trying to join people's teams asking for help. Well, the loving community is so helpful that they would get the help that they were asking for. Upon asking for that help, our 2 4-man teams would show up, and our inside man would then shoot both teams, and initiating a at most 3 versus 8 player combat. It's great. It was wonderful. Taking over servers was a blast, especially the workshops. People really didn't have any chance to fight back. And that too was taken away. So now everything is taken away. Player versus player combat is dead. I do believe we should take a stand and inform and make sure that Bethesda is absolutely aware that Fallout 76 needs PvP back in the game in a more accessible way. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. The one thing that I'm sure you're not aware of. Well, I know we all believe that Todd is a saint. And he never lies. Never. Because we know if we call him out, our accounts will vanish. For he has the power to do so. But there's something you don't know about our beloved Todd. He is, in fact, the one and only same Todd from The Simpsons.
I wish Homer was my father.
And I wish you didn't have the devil's curly hair.
There you have it. The Simpsons depicted it. Todd Howard is the spawn of Satan. And now you know. Your Overboss brings you closure for any of your past issues. You can keep an eye on this channel, as I am going to continue to produce content, and maybe you'll catch on to how I am getting others to engage in player versus player combat. So, until next time, stay tuned and claim your place in Appalachia before it claims you.